Blushberry. Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how you can contour your face if you have like a white jawline, or you have a big nose or too flat a nose, or you have high forehead, or you have white cheekbones or no cheekbones at all. Here's how you can just use a bronzer. Makeup Store, this is actually the loose powder from Makeup Store. We are using it as a bronzer. You can also use any powder that is a few shades darker than your skin as a bronzer. So this is by Makeup Store. It's called Cafe au Lait loose powder. So it's a few tones darker than my skin. So when you open up, it's like this. I'm afraid I'll tint it up. So when you have a cover like this, you can actually pour some into the cover. Okay, so when you pour some into the cover, just tap it a little to make it so you can have like, okay. So we're gonna use a face brush. So this is a face brush, is as large as the palm size like this. Okay. So you're gonna dab it into the bronzer. Okay, when you dab it into the bronzer, you can see that there's a lot of excess and it would fall all over your body. So what you can do is you tap it like this if you are in a toilet. But if you are in your room and you doesn't want to dirty your room, you can always use a tissue and wrap it, squeeze it, and then you can use it. You can see that the bronzer has already gone into the brush, and the brush holds the pigment itself. So for people with long forehead, like long like this, you can actually shorten it by swiping it across your forehead. But for me, I do not have to do it because my forehead is fine. Okay. But I have this problem where my hairline is actually square. The nice hairline is like rounded like this, but I have like a square here which doesn't look very nice. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of bronzer here, onto there, and here as well. Okay, to minimize that look. Okay, if your face is really white, what you can do is you can apply the bronzer here and here, these two sides, so that this two sides is darker and your face looks slimmer. Okay, so but I don't have to do that also. So what I have to do is my lack of cheekbones. You see, I have no cheekbones, but that's okay. We can contour it with the bronzer. We can apply it here. Just do a mouth like this. For people like me who doesn't have cheekbones, can do this. And apply it here. Okay. Take some more. Okay. And for people who have double chin, let's say the double chin is like this, so you can apply it on the double chin itself. But I do not have that problem, so it's okay. For people like me you see my chin is always a bit out, jutting out a bit, so I can apply bronzer on my chin to give the illusion that it's actually more in. Okay, I think that's about it. If your cheekbone is too high, you can always apply over a cheekbone. So the purpose of the bronzer is to give shadow to places that you do want the shadow to fall on, like cheek shadow, shadow on the chin because it's too fat or too thin or whatever, shadow on here because it's too long, or shadow on here, or you can even do a shadow on, if your neck is like too big, you can always swipe it over your neck. And for your nose, you can use a smaller brush. This is a blusher brush, and dab it. Okay, get the excess off. And for people who have white nose, you can bronze this side. okay, so that it looks smaller. And for people who have too long a nose, you can do the bottom, okay. So after you use the bronzer, you can also highlight instead of creating shadows. So you can just use any light colors. So for me, I use where is it? Oh, there it is. Makeup Store Micro Shadow Champagne. It's white, so I just use my clean up my brush. Okay, I use my brush, and you can do this if you want a straighter nose. So you just swipe one line so that it gives a shimmer on the nose. Can you see a difference? Okay. For your brow bone area, to give the illusion that it's, you know, your face is like this, okay, instead of like this, because the ideal shape is like that. Okay. So bronzers and highlighters are important to create highlights and shadows. So like for me, who have no cheeks, you can always create some cheeks. Okay, so you just use a blusher brush and apply it where your cheekbone is. So my cheekbone is here, but it's not that high, so I can apply it here where it catches the light, and here, so that it's higher, so you see higher cheekbones. Okay, I think that's about it for bronzers and highlighters. Okay, check out more of our tutorials in Blushberry. Okay, thank you.